morning to everyone. Thank you. And it's been a pleasure to stand in front of you for day 2. And of course, unexpectedly, yesterday was some, what I could say, some kind of difficulties and hindrances. And part of that we are continuing from yesterday where we left. Okay, so again, as I told you, English studies, webs and apps, and this is the continuation of part 1 lecture which was delivered yesterday. And 2 websites did we see yesterday. First one was now the third website. Okay, so if you are doing any project, in that case you may have to look at a model, or you may have to look at the different structures of a project or a thesis, whereas this website, open access thesis and dissertations, shortly called as OATD, open access thesis and dissertations, and here this website fine. So this is the thing, this is the landing page of that website. You can see that, and in search you can give as for example Anita Desai. In search you can give as ANITA, search top ANITA space DESAI, Desai, Anita Desai. Now, you might have heard of HOWDIA website, a reservoir of all the theses which are completed in India. There is a website called, you can zoom that, you can expand that, zoom that. Here it is the word HOWDIA. You can log into that website and you can find out so many materials being available. So wherever from the university in India, after completing their PhD, all those theses will be uploaded in that website. That is what we call as HOWDIA. The complete PhD thesis will be available on that website, almost from different universities throughout nook and corner of India. You can, from every universities, all those theses, doctoral theses of different subjects are uploaded on that website. Now, the specialty about here OATD is, this site brings you all those things, not only from HOWDIA. For example, if you go to HOWDIA, it will give you the thesis which were submitted from the universities alone. Whereas in OATD, you could find wherever, even if it is submitted outside India. For example, I have given Anita Desai, that is the search. And here, first one is you have got Rajashri Tandon Open University. Here they have given the link, URL is being given. If you click this URL, it will be directing you to the HOWDIA website, and there you can find this topic, Female Characters of Anita Desai, a Psychological Study. So this is the name or partial name of the thesis. Now coming to the second data which is given here, you could find done by O'Brien Lucinda, Passport to Paradise, the Politics of Mobility in 20th Century Women's Writing. And this research work is done in the University of Melbourne, and in that you have got, of course, this thesis is not completely on Anita Desai. Whereas you could find a part or a chapter or some kind of references are included in this website. So this is done in University of Melbourne. You can find the subject keywords, women's writing, travel, mobility, Anita Desai. So there is some kind of reference being given about Anita Desai in this thesis. So while referring these kinds of data, you could come across what kind of ideas are being inculcated in a thesis, what kind of thought or what kind of theory is applied in a thesis or about a writer. And third party, again you can find that this is some other University of Prague. And sometimes what happens is, this OATD website brings you even a news article. which is published on an author. For example, you can type Arundhati Rai, ARUN DHATL, Arundhati Rai, ROY. Okay, so this OATD brings you, even if there is a news article written about an author. In Shodhganga, you can find only the theses which were done in Indian universities, whereas this OATD it's bit enlarged. It brings you the stuff about the authors, even if it is done outside India. So that is what we call as open access thesis and dissertation. Now come to PowerPoint. The next website which I am going to introduce here is Purdue Online Writing Lab. And why did I choose this online writing lab? This click that. Now this is the landing page of Purdue. OWL stands for Online Writing Lab. Now here what you can find is these are the sections: general writing, research and citation, how to avoid plagiarism, and then teacher and tutor resources, job search writing, English as second language. All these things are given here, and down below you could find MLA guide references are given. So while we are doing a project, we follow a style manual, and usually for literature we follow MLA, Modern Language Association style sheet, which is given from MLA, and there are other references also there. Usually science people follow APA, American Psychological Association guide. If you click that MLA, what you can find is you can find the cite your source automatically in MLA. So this is the thing. For example, you have to consolidate bibliography. After writing your thesis, last you have to give bibliography or works cited column. For example, if you are doing your MA project, minimum 2 to 3 pages you have to add the resources which were referred by you. See, works cited is not just as we think, not just the last pages which we add in a project. Works cited is much, because you have to acknowledge where you have taken the source. Unless if you fail to acknowledge that, it comes under the category of plagiarism. So plagiarism is an offense. So wherever you find an idea, or wherever you find any quotation or whatever you have taken from any other writer previous to you, or any other book previously you have searched for, you have to acknowledge them. So this website creates that citation, and remember that MLA citation we have to follow some rules, some regulations are there. For example, if you are referring to Anita Desai's novel Cry the Peacock, you have to write Desai, Anita dot, and then Cry the Peacock. The work of the name of the work must be given in italics, or else in bold, or else it should be underlined, and then you have to mention the publication details, and then you have to give the year in which that particular work was published. So all these things you have to do in MLA style format, Modern Language Association style format. That is very much important. We have to follow in citation. We have to give documentation properly. We have to give citations properly. For example, again, if you type here Anita Desai, same writer, Anita Desai. Now, you can go with the writer, or else even if you can search for the authors. Come down. Now this is searching for the manual. Now you can see, so these are the websites you can find Anita Desai's references, even IMDb. Film references are also given in this site. Now for example, you can go. Now you can type here where, delete that and type delete that and type where, WHERE, where shall we go this summer. And this is a novel written by Anita Desai. Where shall we go this summer? And now you could find sites. Almost 30 results being found. And now remember that if you want to cite the whole novel, you can go to Cite. Now this is the process how we create citation for bibliography. Now it has been picked up, and here these are the websites where you have found that. Maximize, zoom. Where shall we go this summer? And URL, website URL is given, website title Goodreads. So this citation is found in Goodreads, and date of accession March 18, 2022. When you are doing your project, you have to write when did you access that particular website. Now this is the date of publication, when this article or when this quotation was published on this site, Goodreads. It was published on June 1st, 1991. Now, come down. So, if you find these details are correct, what you can do is continue. You can click continue, and now you are finalizing the thing. So, where shall we go this summer by Anita Desai? That is the article title, and then author you can give if you find or if you want to add anything which has been missing, you can do that also. Come down. And then online publication info, Goodreads website, electronically published, as I told you, June 1st, 1991, date of accession 18th March 2022, come down, and complete citation. So after checking all those things, now what you have to do is, as I told you, MLA handbook version 9 we follow. The 9th edition has been come out. So if you do your project now, you have to follow MLA 9th edition handbook, and here come down. So this is the citation. This is the citation. You can find that it's been given in double quotation. Where shall we go this summer? And Goodreads, name of the website, has been given in italics, and then the website URL is also included, and then simply you can copy this and you can paste that in your worksite account. So this is how you generate a citation. Sometimes you may not know where the publication was if you are not having the book, or you may be referring to a website. So how to cite a website? So this come up. Online writing library, and remember that it is not only MLA 9th edition. Click that. You can go with other editions also. MLA 8th edition, it was the previous edition to this, and then APA 6, APA 7 is also there, Chicago. So whatever the style manual you wish to cite according to your guides or guides instruction, you can follow that. If you want that in MLA 8th version, again if you click that, the citation will be changing according to MLA 8 style references. So this is how you cite. After creating the citation, you can copy this and you can add that in your works cited column. Remember, you have to acknowledge wherever the idea is being taken, or wherever you quote from a text or from some other writer, even if it is an article, even if it is a tweet, even if it is a Facebook reference, even if it is a clipping from a movie, a scene from a movie, you have to give proper acknowledgement to that source, unless it falls into the category of plagiarism. So this OWL, online writing library, you can find so many references, and PPTs are also given according to MLA 9th edition references. Now next PPT. Next website is the free library by Farlax, and here again click that. Now this is a multidisciplinary website, like a search engine, I could say. Just not only a website, it is almost like a search engine. Maximize that, and here maximize. Come down. and L, in the column L, literature or language, you can find recreation science or art, social sciences, language, bottom. Languages and linguistics. Languages and linguistics. Now, cultural studies is becoming famous. You can find a reference to ethnic cultural studies also. See here, you have got n number of journals. So this comes under the title slide here. Languages and linguistics. Likewise, you can go for literature also, and in this website you could find all those standard journals being added. And of course, if you click American Journal of Philosophy, you can find the recently published articles and also the archived articles also. So it's been browsed American Journal of Philology by date again. So here again, come back. This gives you an access to the journals, standard journals, recently published. Also, you can find that. Come back. Now, see, for example, you can find here. Come on. Literature. Women issues is here. Literature here. Now, come on. So these are the journals. For example, you can find American drama here. If you want to search any article from about Tennessee Williams, the American dramatist, you can find this. So n number of journals, magazines are listed out. You can find all these things. For example, even Canadian children's book news. So these are budding new areas. And again, here Christianity and literature come down, comparative literature and culture, contemporary literature. So all these are journals, and if you click them, you can go and find monthly published articles in these websites. So next, Bartle by Wright. The another website is bartleby.wright.com, and here what I found is come down. Again, this is also a multidisciplinary website, but you could find more resources for literature. Now you can study that study resources. Again, you have got different tabs: learn, write, tutor, study resources. And once you click that drop-down menu, is that you can find literature guides. Literature guides come down. See, this is what you have got. Almost writers A to Z. You can close this right side box. Now, for example, 1984 novel written by George Well. And then, have you got anything from Jane Austen? Any novel from Jane Austen? Yamma. Fine. You can click Jane Austen, or else you can go to MEE. Exit West, come down. Now it's been not here. Gulliver's Travels, do you have? Fine, click that, Gulliver's Travels. And now, see, on the left side you have got a menu about overview of that work, biography, biography, and then you have got characters, summary and analysis, themes. Now you can access chapter wise. For example, you can click the themes. Now Gulliver's Travels, themes, perspective, and then intellectual, moral and physical strength, this being a theme, governance and state. So all these things are given, it's been included there, and it shows the author, genre, what kind of genre it is, when it was published, go up. So all these things are given. You could find the background about the novel, characters, summary and analysis, themes, important passages being given as quotes, and then discussion questions also. So likewise, a list of writers being given, right, starting from A to Z. You can find, you can type Shakespeare also, SHAKES. Study resources, you can go to study resources. literature guides. Come down. Author, you can go up. You can take the author. Take the author. Okay, so it's not working now. Fine. So these are some of the, again you can click any other alphabet. Yum. A farewell to arms is there, and then yum. Click yum. The Giver, Exit West, these are recent novels published. So this is a kind of a complete material. You can get an overall idea about that novel, and you can use this for your examinations also. Battle by Data. Next. Now, next one is LibriVox, and I have chosen this because you can find more audio books, accessible audio books. Why do I chose catalog? You click listen catalog. Now maximize it. Come on. You can go up a bit. Go up. Genre you can take. Genre, subject. Subject. Now children's fiction. It's been given genre wise. Children's literature, children's fiction, animals and nature, and then come down. Children's fiction, family, children's fiction, poetry, religion, come down. Non-fiction on children's writing, and again come down. CD, crime and mystery fiction, culture and heritage, drama readings, travel fiction. Click the travel fiction. And travel writing, and almost it is a budding one. See here, these are the novels. These are the novels which come under the category of travel fiction. Now you can Around the World in 80 Days, come down. Julius Verne, you might have seen that movie also. Yeah, Around the World in 80 Days. Now click that. And you can download the audio also, come down. So you have got them as all those files, the whole book, zip, and then you can download the torrent also, you can download whole book zip. Now what you can do is you can download this and you can have it on your mobile. Now, why do I selected this website? Why did I select this website? Because when you are traveling, imagine that you can listen to them. Literally, you can listen to them. You feel, or else you get leisure. You can listen to them. Sometimes you may be tired of reading. At that time, you can listen all these books. Now, what happens is, it's not only just reading, whereas it gives you a practice for your pronunciation skills also. So that is why I have chosen this. This is LibriVox. More and more audiobooks are found. Even if you don't want to download the complete book, you can go with the chapters also. So this is LibriVox recording. It's been given or it's been kept in public domain. Anyone can access this. Next, PPT. LibriVox recording. Next. Now, I have given you 7 websites. Go on. First one. So these are the websites. First one, number 1, Open Culture, and then 2, Great Writers Inspire, 3, Open Access Thesis and Dissertations, 4, Purdue Online Writing Lab, 5, The Free Library by Farlex, 6, Battle by Write, and then 7, LibriVox recording. So every website has got its own significance and features. Now, in the next slide, I am going to introduce a few applications which you can find in Google Play Store. And these are the applications I have selected which can be helpful for your NET or SET exam preparations, and they can be used for your class materials from the point of view of your examinations also. Now, the first one I have chosen is, and mostly I have gone according to the ratings which are given. You can find 4 stars being given for this app, English Literature Quiz and MCQs. Quiz and MCQs. Now it is developed by ISC. Now, come down, next slide. Next slide. Now what you can find? What you can find is multiple sets of English literature quizzes are given. I have given you screenshots here what is available on that application. Now first you have got almost English literature set 10, but you have got more than 20 sets of questions and each set has more than 25 questions. Now what I would like to suggest you is, you download this app when you get a free time, almost 1 or 2 minutes, you can get into any of these sets. These sets are not categorized according to the age. They are multicolored, and of course I could say that if you take one set, if you take English Literature Quiz set 7, you could find questions right starting from Chaucer to T.S. Eliot. So it is not limited to one age or one particular writer. Now what happens is, when you, for example, you can see here, now 10 questions are there in this set. Now you can find which influence is shown in the work of Shaw. They give you the options, first French, German, none of these, all of these. Now you can attend them. You can click them, next slide. Now when you choose the right answer here, it will give you in the green mark. Whereas if you choose a wrong answer, for example in this, Eliot shows a bent towards option A is romanticism, option B Victorianism, option C none of these, option D all of this. And if you select Victorianism, it is a wrong answer, whereas it gives you what the right answer is. So at that moment itself, you can know which one is the right answer. That is one of the advantages when you are using this app. So on the right side, on the left side here, you have got Mrs. Dalloway is the masterpiece of, who is the writer of Mrs. Dalloway? Virginia Woolf. If you select the right answer, again okay. And if it is a wrong answer, immediately it shows you the right option. Now, come to the next slide. Now here, after completing one set of quiz, it gives you a statistics. Total questions which were found in that set. For example, if 10 questions were there in that set, how many questions were attempted, unless and until you skip that one. 8 questions were attempted and correct answers were 3, and then total marks, it gives you 10, uptime marks 3. And after that, what you can do is, this is the main advantage of this app is view answers. If you click this view answers, it gives you the complete right answers with the questions, without the options. So here you have got which influence is shown in the work of Shaw, French. Now again you have got Eliot bent towards romanticism. Mrs. Dalloway is the masterpiece of Virginia Woolf. So after attempting that quiz, you can just have a glance of those all 10 questions with the answers. Now what I usually do is, when you have at least if you like to take a diversion from your routine schedule, what you can do is, you can get into any one of those sets of questions. What happens is, you go through them, you click an answer, whether it is right or wrong, it doesn't matter. At the end, you will be knowing the answers. Now what happens is, it expands your literary quotients. Not just confining with the books which are prescribed in the syllabus alone. Now there may be some questions which are new to you, and while reading those questions you may come to know that okay, there is a kind of work, there is a novel in this name, there is a writer in this name. After finding those writers, new writers and new novels, you can browse them on Google. So this gives you, and almost I could say that even if you spend 5 minutes a day on this app, it will keep your literature memory fresh. So that is what English quiz literature. This is the first application. Next application is Oxford Dictionary of Critical Theory. This is the next application. Remember that the previous application which I told you was based on quizzes. It is more and more of objective objective type questions, objective approach to literature. Whereas here what you can find is a descriptive kind of approach. And when you get into this novel, you get into this app, it gives you, next slide. Now, for example, you can find the name of the theorist, and again, theoretical terms also. So, for example, here you have got John Rawls, and if you click that, you can find the complete biography and the major works of John Rawls. Here you have got on the right side what are the theoretical terms, and second wave feminism, selection theory, SEM analysis, semantic field, semiotics, and if you click them, so this is up to date. And of course, we all know that Oxford is one of the forerunners in English literature. So they update this app frequently. You can find the literary theorists and also the literary terms. Next. And here again, you can type that this is a screen grab of subaltern, subculture, subject. These are the terms which are found in this app. And if you found Southray, and a complete definition is given. Now, the speciality about this app is it does not just give you the definition for that particular term which you have selected. For example, you have selected here Southray. Now, what happens is when you are searching for this, it gives you other theories also. For example, here you can find the text being given in blue. So this theory is connected with psychoanalysis. This theory is connected with the theorist Lacan. This theory is connected with Freud. Now what they give is they have hyperlinked these writers and other theorists. Now if you click Lacan, and again you can find it how Lacan is connected to this theory, how subconscious mind is connected to this theory, how unconscious mind is connected to this theory. So what they do is when you are referring to one theory, they link you with the other theories. For example, when you are reading post-colonial literature, how post-colonial literature is connected with cultural studies. So when you are reading about post-colonial literature, you can find references of cultural theorists, cultural terms, cultural studies terms also. So this is a speciality about this app. One theory and theories which are connected to that existing theory. You can find that. Next page. And now you can, what you have searched for recently, that can be added. A feature is available, and then favorites. For example, if you are doing your project on psychoanalysis, so you can keep those psychoanalytical terms as your favorites. You can access them quickly. Here you have got recent displacement, pragmatism, Raymond Williams, commodity, subculture. All these are given as recent searches, and you can add them as favorites also. So this is Oxford critical theory. And another speciality about this app is they give you every day a word, a new word, and mostly that new word will be trending. The new word will be trending, and they give you the word definition and in what context you can use that word. Okay, so it functions not only as a search for critical theory, whereas it functions as a dictionary also. Okay, so this is Oxford Critical Theory, name of the app is. Next tab. Novels, books in English offline. So first app which we found is based on objective approach. Second app which we saw just now was descriptive approach. It is more and more based on theory. Now this app, what it gives is, it gives you a brief outline or a chapter-wise outline of novels which are published in English literature. So novels and books in English, and another important feature of this application is you can download them and you can use them offline also. Without internet connectivity, you can use them offline also. Next slide. Now here, a list of novels and books are given in one column. Now you have got Emma, Persuasion, Pride and Prejudice, Looking Through the Glass, A Tangled Tale, and if you select any one novel from this category, for example, if you select Sense and Sensibility, again on the next, it will be landing on the chapters. How many chapters are there in Sense and Sensibility? For example, here you have got chapter 3, 6, 5, 1, next slide. And if you click those chapters, you can read that novel completely. Here I have given you a screenshot of Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, chapter 1. Right, whatever has been given in the book, published in the book, you can find it. So it gives you the complete novel, and it gives you a progress report also. How many chapters have you completed so far? So when you, here you have got, I have selected all the 5 novels of Jane Austen. So I have read Pride and Prejudice, the first chapter, and it's been given in green. I have to start reading remaining 4 novels. Okay, so it gives you a progress also. So this is English novels. Next slide. The next tab is BBC Learning English. This is more and more of language stuff. Language stuff, I could say. As a literature student, I recommend or I suggest you that every one of you have this application, at least during your studies. Because nothing but if you spend 6 minutes daily, you can know so many information. The main thing is, you will be listening to an audio, and almost we all know that BBC is the most standard authorities in English literature. Okay, now what you have got is BBC Learning English. You have got, next slide, next. Here, BBC Learning, here you have got Everyday English. There is a menu bar called Everyday English. In this Everyday English, they will be publishing a news feed based on the current trend. For example, if you download this app now, what you will find is, I'm sure that you will find an article about the Russia and Ukraine war. And what they do is, see here is an article about carbon footprint. The speciality is, if you click this audio button, you can listen to them for 6 minutes. I'm sure that news article will not exceed 6 minutes. They follow the time punctuality. And what you can do is, you can download that transcription also. Whatever is spoken, whatever is given on that audio, you can watch them on the screen itself. What I would like to do is, I can download the audio first and I can go for the transcript, and then while listening to that audio, I will be looking through the transcript. So how each and every word is pronounced. And towards the end of that news feed or that article, news item, what they do is, what are the new words being introduced in that 6 minutes? They will be giving you a list and they will be giving you the meaning. For example, here you can take carbon footprint. So carbon footprint, what are the essential words? See, we call it as ESP, English for Special Purpose. English for Special Purpose. If you are choosing content writing as a profession, there are some words which you have to master to write contents. Okay, if you are going for a career based on psychology, there are some words which are exclusively allotted for the field of psychology. So you must know the word, and that is what we call as ESP, English for Special Purposes or Specific Purposes. Now this branches out. So what I would like to say is, carbon footprint. What is meant by carbon footprint? A necessary word you could say is environment, ecology, carbon omission. These are the words which are must used words while getting into this topic. So what happens is, you come to know the different kinds of lexicality, the different kinds of words which are used for a particular field. Now here you have got a list, 6-minute grammar, 6-minute vocabulary. It is based on even science field cryptography is there, and then you have got a news feed on eateries. Now come to the next one. So here you have got future perfect tense. In between, if you wish, if you want to hold the correct grammatical structures, you can go with them. Also, you can download that. Transcription is available, news, audio is available. Someone will be reading, you can find them with the transcript also. And then at last, towards the end, they will be asking 3 questions, 3 simple questions. And these 3 simple questions will be asked in the beginning of the audio itself. While they are introducing the topic, the narrator will be asking these questions, but the narrator will not give the answers in the beginning. After listening to those 5 minutes or 6 minutes, at last you can attempt these quiz, and then at last towards the end, the narrator will be asking those 3 questions again, those same questions again, and he will be giving you the answer. Now, what you can do is, after listening to those audios, you can attempt these 3 questions. How sharp your listening skills. By taking those quizzes, you come to know that how sharp your listening skills. So it gives you a standard accent, and I am sure that if you listen to BBC 6-minute English, I am sure that within 30 to 40 days or 30 to 45 days, you can find the change in your accent. And you can develop your lexical skills. Okay, so these are the apps, and once again you can come from the top. So 5 apps we have given. Now from slide 9. First one is English literature quiz and MCQs, and then number 2, Oxford Dictionary of Critical Theory, and then number 3, novels and books in English offline, and number 4, now 3 or 4, now 4, fourth one is BBC Learning English. Thank you for your patience listening. And I suggest you that you get through this, you go through these websites and at least download 1 or 2 applications. One is, I would like to suggest, is Oxford. Another one is the MCQ application, because one is from the language side, another one is from literature. If you wish, you can go for BBC Learning English, and I appreciate that if every one of you listen to that 6-minute BBC English. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Good morning, all of you.
Good morning, sir.
Our friend, our resource person, Abubakar Siddiq sir from English department, delivered a wonderful lecture, which is actually a continuation of the previous day's presentation on English studies, webs and apps. I hope all of you from the English department, either the first MA student and the second MA student, for their higher studies, for enriching their English language, these resources, these applications and various web pages and highly useful. And on behalf of Media Center of our college, the convener, coordinator, he himself the coordinator of this program, and the staff fraternity, I express my sincere thanks to our resource person and for the patient listening
I extend my gratitude to each and everyone present here. Thank you, Ananda.